Brett Pfarr from Minnesota, J'den Cox from Missouri, and a packed house, the 6th and final session of the NCAA Wrestling Championships here this weekend. They say this building holds 19,150. I've got good cause to believe the fire marshal may need to be alerted as to an excess capacity here tonight. And away we go to start period number 1.
What a stage for J'den Cox. The host team, Missouri, an NCAA champion twice, going for his 3rd, coming off an Olympic bronze medal performance.
Keep wrestling, guys. Keep working here.
He's ready to write a storybook ending.
Tim, how about your keys to victory here between Pfarr and Cox?
Well, I talked about Cox. Go with your gut. That just means let it loose. He's been wrestling really relaxed and full, and he just needs to let go and wrestle with his heart. Pfarr, he's old school. He needs to keep a high pace. Keep on the attack. Stay in position on the feet, and then create scrambles. No easy points. He doesn't want to give up easy points to J'den Cox.
One of the things my coach used to tell us is you need to focus on your strengths, camouflage your weaknesses. And J'den Cox, after the semifinals, he talked about one of his weak spots. He said, I'm not the best hand fighter. So he compensates by that. You see his footwork right there. He's constantly moving around, constantly level changing. That's where he's the best, when he's moving with quick feet.
If you're just joining us for the first time, new to wrestling, you can identify each wrestler by their ankle bands, respective red and green, which match up with what you see on the score on the bottom left. So Missouri's Cox has the green around his ankles, and Minnesota's Pfarr has the red. So for scoring, a takedown is 2, a reversal is 2, a near fall, back points, either 2 or 4, depending on the count. An escape is 1, and you'll also see riding time show up off the score on the bottom left of your screen. That's a cumulative 1 minute or more in the favor of either wrestler at the end of 7 minutes of regulation through the 3 periods. 1 more point is awarded to his score.
Nice ankle pick. And now he's elbow deep. J'den Cox is elbow deep, in position to finish. Got the other ankle covered the hips for 2 points. J'den Cox is an unbelievable athlete. He's crazy fast, flexible, great balance. You just saw that.
No change, guys. Here we go. We got 23 seconds.
This is where he's elbow deep, covered the hips. That was after a nice low ankle pick.
Set. Green cover. Set.
Cox trying to become the first 3-time national champion in any sport for Missouri, coming into this championship match with the 2nd longest winning streak in the country at 47 straight matches.
2, 1,
End of the first period. The takedown is the advantage for Cox at 2-0. There's mom Kathy, dad Michael. Mom, a very talented singer who earlier here this weekend opened up one of the sessions by singing the national anthem. And now a quick pause here as Pfarr goes over to his corner. Blood time, just to get that stopped up, to wipe away the blood. So we mentioned right at the beginning, 20 wrestlers remain. That's through 10 weight classes. We're starting at 197 today, and we'll go up to the heavyweight and then cycle back through after that. 330 wrestlers who trekked far and wide to get here to St. Louis, hosting the NCAA Wrestling Championships for the 8th time.
Nice quick escape there by Cox. Pfarr is one of those guys, he's tough in neutral, but he's also tough in the top position. He's got some good cheap wrist tilts to the left side. So Cox knew that, exploded right off that whistle. Quick escape point there. Smart wrestling.
It's really important here for Pfarr to keep the high pace going, get in on the legs, and finish a takedown, because you don't want J'den Cox coming back on top of you. You saw how tough he rode in that first period. He's been doing that all year.
Another beautiful shot there by Cox, hitting on the leg and right away elevating up to his feet. Basically the same position he was in earlier here. So he's trying to go for that foot sweep on the far leg.
Just like in the first, and looking for the takedown, and Cox has two more on the edge. 5-0 for the senior from Missouri.
Saw a big smile on Brian Smith, the head coach, right there. Tiger-style wrestling.
Cox elevating up that leg. Way to stay patient right there on the edge of the mat. See the foot sweep and right away dropping down to cover both those ankles up. Smart wrestling there.
Great start for J'den Cox.
Cox, the two-time national champion, and has also had success beyond the NCAA level as one of two guys who went to Rio de Janeiro this summer to represent the United States, and was able to come away with a medal there, a bronze medal for the United States, and now for the final time wrestling for Missouri, hoping to cap off his career with a third national championship.
Cox not only a great wrestler, you talked about it, he's talented, he's a leader, and I think he's a big reason why there are 3 Tiger wrestlers in the finals. Leaders love to lead, and wrestlers love to follow great leaders, and this is one right here. So we'll see a couple other Missouri wrestlers in the finals later on, but I think it's his leadership. They were following his example.
It's the team champions, Penn State, with the most finalists. They've got 5, and Missouri has the second most with 3. Ohio State behind them with 2.
So Cox is really doing a terrific job right now, riding out Pfarr. Pfarr, when the whistle blew, he really didn't try to initially the stand up there. He kind of waited for a second. He hesitated. He's got to explode up. See, nice quick escape here. Now Pfarr has to get to his takedowns. You see J'den's moving around so much. Pfarr needs to get control. His best offensive setup is the 2-on-1 to the left side there. He's got to get control of J'den Cox. You see he's grabbing the wrist right now. He's got to set that 2-on-1 up, slow Cox down, and get his own takedowns going here.
Well, you're right about that, Anthony. He needs to get the big move. Pfarr needs to have a little urgency here. And talk about leaders. He's the leader of the Minnesota team. Minnesota has another finalist, Ethan Lezak. And Brandon Wiggum, the new head coach of Minnesota, longtime assistant, who Jay Robinson feels really great about Brett Pfarr and the leadership he's provided. 2 great leaders, 2 great seniors going at it right here. But right now, Pfarr needs to get off the bottom fast, get back to his feet, and get on some kind of attack.
Over a minute in riding time for Cox. Heavy on the back of Pfarr right now, and out of bounds. Jordan Burroughs wrestled on every stage known to man. The NCAA finals, still the coolest experience. Those are strong words, Anthony, coming from one of wrestling's best.
He's definitely one of the greats, and it was an honor to watch that guy wrestle in this arena. He's about a year older than me. There's just so much talent in his age, and also right here. You know, it's just, I just love this sport, just to see the guys that are coming up, the guys that are representing the country now for the USA.
I've been impressed all year with the improvement of the top position by J'den Cox. He rode so hard there. Right now, Pfarr needs to get in, create some kind of scramble.
Pfarr looking for the opportunity to take his shot, the 2-time All-American who finished 3rd a year ago in New York City. Going in for the legs, a good sprawl from Cox to get away, still up by 3.
Just not getting past any part of the defense. And so for being, you know, criticizing himself for not being a great hand fighter. He's done a great job of keeping Pfarr off his legs all night. And then snatch! He's in on that same position, opposite side. Now he's going to try to finish it. And he comes close to it, but he does not, because he was not able to secure the far ankle, and they went out of bounds.
Couldn't sweep that leg like he has twice already. Cox has riding time locked, time on his side. Missouri fans to their feet, and J'den Cox is a three-time national champion.
Not many champions like J'den Cox. We talked about it. You don't have him come back after an Olympic medal performance and perform on the collegiate stage. It's special not only for him, but for the wrestling fraternity.
I was really impressed with Cox throughout that match. He controlled the pace. He set up his shots, was quick to get in, penetrated all the way through, kept Pfarr off balance, kept him uncomfortable. Pfarr never had a chance to get his own takedowns going.
Let's go down to Quinn.
J'den, congratulations. You took some time after the match went final to soak it in. What were you soaking in?
I was soaking in being in my home state and just accomplishing something that I've dreamed of since I was a little kid. And to get to accomplish it here in St. Louis, in my home state, and represent for all the MU fans. I don't know, words can't describe it.
We showed your dad, Michael, and your mom, Kathy, during that match. What does this mean for them?
It means that well, they got a three-time national champ as a son. And it means that I'm really grateful for everything you guys did for me. You raised me to be the man I am today, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. And thank you so much.
Multi-talented, we called you a Renaissance man, whether it's music, wrestling, you may even dabble in football. When will you make that decision whether you'll play for the Missouri Tigers at inside linebacker?
I'll make that decision in a few coming weeks. And it's not really me, it's Coach J'den, so. But we'll talk it over, and when that door comes, I'll tell you if I walk through it or not.
Well, we hope to see you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, J'den.
Thank you.
Great job.
Whether it's on the mat, on the field, or with music, J'den Cox likely to be a success wherever he goes. And caps off his collegiate wrestling career in style, the native of Columbia, Missouri.